I beat Pokemon Fire Red in Japanese. Yes, I've used this idea before, but I didn't finish my last attempt in time. Just like last time, I started with Bulbasaur and beat the first 3 gyms in about an hour and 40 minutes. After that, I went to the fighting dojo to get Hitmonchan. I also caught a bird so I could fly. With my new flying type and Hitmonchan who knew Fire Punch, I headed over to fight Erica. In the battle, I used... Venusaur? Okay. After getting Jolteon again, I fought through Rocket Corner and then did Pokemon Tower. I pulled up a guide when I got to Sylph, so I wouldn't waste any time wandering around aimlessly. I beat Blue, got a Lapras, and fought Giovanni. Right after finishing Sylphco, I headed down to the Safari Zone to get Surf and Strength. I also caught a Doduo on accident. Oops. Whatever. Cool, I got a bird. Then I beat Koga, which let me use Surf. With this newfound ability, I surfed over to the Seafoam Islands to catch Articuno. Having a legendary Pokemon made Sabrina a breeze. Blaine was a bit tougher though, because I didn't have much to counter his fire types, other than Lapras. I beat him nonetheless, said no to Bill, and sweeped to Giovanni's team with Venusaur. And I was back where I left off, the Indigo Plateau. Now, something I didn't show from my last run is that I did actually try to fight the Elite Four, but my team wasn't good enough to get past Agatha. But this time, I felt ready. I planned out my team beforehand, minus Doduo, so I'd be more prepared for the Elite Four. But it didn't end up going too well. My team was too underleveled to make it that far, and I didn't have enough money for the healing supplies I needed. Also, way earlier in my run, I said no to Venusaur learning Razor Leaf on accident. Wait, did I say no to Razor Leaf? This move would be crucial in fighting Bruno, so I had to find a way to learn it again. And it just so happens that in order to find the mover learner, I'd have to go back to Bill's Island. But first I needed some shrooms. At first I tried getting them through catching Paris, but it really wasn't worth it. So I headed to Pokemon Tower where I could find mushrooms on the floor.
Floor shroom.
When I got to Bill's Island, I hooked the guy up with mushrooms and he taught Venusaur Razor Leaf. Getting off the island wasn't that bad this time. Bikers gave me a good amount of experience and money, and I didn't really have a time limit. After getting off Bill's Island and a little bit more grinding, I challenged the Elite Four again. But my team still wasn't enough. Oh shit! Look out for the wave! And then it hit me. There was still another legendary bird I could go get. So I went over to the power plant, but I didn't have a lot of Pokeballs to work with, so I had to reset every couple of tries. For the Queen! For Danny DeVito! For Morbius! For Sonic the Hedgehog! For Owen Wilson! Lightning McQueen! For Coney! He loves Coney! He loves Coney! Oh my god!
Coney for the win!
Omar, do you even know who Coney is?
Not at all.
When I got back to the Indigo Plateau, I taught Coney Thunder so we'd have an easier time against Lorelei. She ended up being pretty easy, but I definitely made it harder for myself with a few stupid decisions. Bruno was also pretty easy. Coney was able to defeat all of his fighting types with Drill Peck, and Venusaur and Articuno were able to take out his Onyxes. Agatha wasn't so easy though. Her status effect moves were really hard to deal with, and I had no super effective moves to use to my advantage. Coney was just barely able to clutch out a W. Let's go, Coney! Lance had to be a cakewalk. Articuno's Ice Beam should be able to one-shot every one of his Pokemon other than Gyarados, who I could just use Coney for. But that's not exactly how it went. Coney choked the Thunder, but that was fine because Jolteon was able to pick up the slack. Dragonair was a one-shot with Ice Beam, but then Lance sent out Aerodactyl. He outsped and one-shot Articuno with Ancient Power, and then went on to sweep my entire team. After this defeat, I decided that the best thing to do was to just kind of wander around and fight people occasionally. My goal was to grind, but you can't really do that in Kanto. So really, we just kind of did nothing for like an hour. Also, I didn't mention it, but David's here. After wasting an hour of not just my life, but Elmar and David's too, I challenged the Elite Four once again. Coney swept all of Lorelei's Pokemon, so I only had to use one potion after the battle. Bruno could have been played a little bit better because Coney kept dying, but it was whatever. I beat Agatha's first Gengar with Leech Seed and Drill Peck. Golbat and Haunter were both one-shot by Coney's Thunder. I mixed it up for a second Gengar though, got her with Leech Seed and Ice Beam. In my rematch with Lance, Coney took down Gyarados easy, but then he sent an Aerodactyl early, so I had to sack Articuno to switch back into Coney. Coney was able to avoid 2 Ancient Powers by using Detect. He was then able to tank a hit to get a Thunder Wave off. This let Coney outspeed Aerodactyl next turn, where he was able to one-shot with Thunder. From there, Lapras, Coney, and a revived Articuno were able to finish him off. Lance could have been played more optimally. There were a lot of deaths that didn't need to happen, and because of that, I had less healing items for my battle with Blue. Blue decimated my team. Most of his Pokemon were over 10 levels higher than mine, so they easily outsped me and hit me like a truck. Me and the boys didn't know what to do. It was like 2 AM and we were all really tired. I decided I'd try again in the morning, but we called it a night. I was really scared that I wouldn't be able to beat Blue. I'd spent so much time across 2 runs just to get stumped by the final boss. I went live the next morning not even knowing if it was possible to beat Blue with my team. That's 1. No shot, really? Live, 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 live. Let's go! Yo! Toxic. Do a peck. Do it again. Alright, Coney. You only need to hit a thunder. Come on. Come on. Just hit thunder. Oh, come on, Coney. You love those. You love those.
It's Coney time!
That one shots! Let's go! Let's go, dude!
You won! You won! Congratulations!